Hi, welcome back to my channel. Happy Friday. I have my front door open. The ticking that you hear, one's the Haunted Mansion clock we purchased from Disneyland. The other is a cuckoo clock my husband purchased from work. This is going to be a quick look of the couple of drawings that I did inside the 5-year Hobonichi A5 cousin size. In here is my Wonderland 222, which I use as my writer's notebook. Over here is the Sterling Ink A5 Common Planner. All three are covered by the Hobonichi covers. I will have chapters listed down below in case you just want to jump to a specific planner so you can see how I'm using it or how I have been using it. My channel generally is after the pin, so I show you what I've done for the past week or weeks and or past month. Let's go to the 5-year Hobonichi and I'll show you what I've done in here or what I haven't been able to do. My intent for June, this is my homemade pencil board. I just got a piece of cardboard and then I put down scrapbook paper and then I got packing tape and just taped it down, which is why my neighbor got a new car. He traded in his truck for a very loud sports car, and he does that every morning, which just drives me crazy. But this is my pencil board. We'll set that aside over here. I think this is where I left you last week. My intent for June was to draw every single day. When I initially bought this in 2022, because it starts in 2023, I was going to draw every single day, and then I would write down whatever my drawing was, and then I would keep track of my weather. And as you see, for this particular day, I did not, you don't see 3 drawings here, you only see 1. So what I decided to do, instead of trying to play catch up, I decided to just make my drawing bigger and then write down the interesting facts about whatever I'm drawing. So in this particular case, here's another person. Okay, that was another neighbor driving his his truck. Okay, hopefully no more noise. I will try to do this a little faster. So over here is a bird. It's called the King Bird of Paradise. And then over here are the facts about this bird. I'm going to show you now what I drew on the 5th. This is a southern, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that word, but that's what that bird is. And I kind of liked how it came out. It's gloomy outside, but I don't know if you can see the shimmery effect from the watercolor that I used. This is the Picasso bug. I probably should have made it a little bit smaller. This is the yellow potter wasp. Kind of liked how that turned out. Now on the 8th, I did a picture. I drew something in 2023. So this is Murphy and the eaglet that he was taking care of, which was 23-126. For 2025, I decided to draw this glass swing butterfly. So you can see I took up this much room. I took up the 2 rows to write about the butterfly. And this one's pretty neat. I tried to, this is not white. If you look at the real photos, it is clear. And I thought that was pretty nice. And this is where I stopped. This is, so on Mondays when my husband had his procedure, brought him home, and so I kind of spent the day watching over him. I just wasn't in the mood to draw. So here's would be Tuesday and then Wednesday, so you can see they're blank. I'm hoping this weekend, if things are calm enough, that I'm gonna try to make the time to sketch in some more animals or anything interesting that I just want to make a note of in here. I thought about filming myself drawing it, but it takes me a couple of hours just to even do one sketch, which is why I haven't really filmed myself trying to draw anything. But that is a look of the sketchbook. I'm hoping next week I will have a few more I can show you. This is my Wonderland 222. I use as my writer's notebook. This is the trackers that are in the beginning of the book. So this is what it's looking like again so far. I need to write down or highlight, color in anything that I did yesterday. So here are my habits that I am trying to do for the month. The blank spaces will show you the days that I didn't do whatever task I have listed on the side. Now let's go to the weekly layout. This is for this week. And I went back to my old style of doing my checklist for the day. So as you can see, today's Friday. I have not written down my task for the day yet. Up here is where I would keep track of my important tasks that I need to get done. This is what I tried for last week. I used two different colors. So the one color is for my chores for the day, and then I rewrote the hours over here on the side, and then the other color was when I was writing. I didn't like this. I don't know. I thought I would like it, but it is not working for me. So I went back on Friday. I went back to my checklist. You can see how so this is how I generally would do my weekly layouts. And let me show you just this. So I cut out the pages in here. So this is similar to the Laurel Denise planner. I think it's called the portrait planner. I need to check because I keep saying I think. I'm 99% sure this is her portrait layout. I didn't want to spend the money for an undated planner to see if this layout will work for me. So instead, I decided to cut a few pages in this Wonderland 222 because I have blank pages in the back part. And I decided to try it out in here. So given what's been going on the past couple of days with my husband's procedure and then finding out about my own results, I have not done any writing at all. But this is the monthly layout for June. And then this is the weekly layout, vertical columns. Over here is the week where you could write down your task. So this is one way that I was using it, where I was keeping track of my goal, my start word count, end word count, total words written, the page that I started, the page that I stopped. So then I would know for the next day what page I would need to start up on. Down here is my win, lose, or draw of how I felt, how I did that day. And then I started to write down the scene that I was working on. Then I didn't write Thursday, went back to my checklist because I was thinking, okay, if I go with a blank notebook next year and I cut this out, would I keep track of my task here and then maybe move this part up here? Because I was doing this too. So I was keeping track of my scene, my word counts, my page, which is the information that you see here. I did over here. So I just wasn't sure how I wanted to do it. And as of right now, today, Friday the 13th, creepy day, so I might, maybe to cheer myself up, I'm gonna look for some found footage on YouTube to watch. But today, I don't know. I don't know if I'm liking this. But I just wanted to share this with you in case this is something that you might be interested in. So this is the Laurel Denise planner layout. Not affiliated or associated with them. She does have nice planners. I like how functional her planners look. I just don't know if it's going to work for me. But this is one way for me to try it. And if it's a planner that you're interested in and you don't mind cutting up your planner pages a little bit, you can also try this layout in your planner to see if it will work for you. So this is a look of my Wonderland 222. Lastly, let's go to the Sterling ink. This is the A5 Common Planner. Let's go this way so it won't be so you can see how chunky it looks. This is sort of my dump planner where I put everything in my life in here. So this is comparable to the Hobonichi Cousin, except that it doesn't have the quotes on the bottom. I picked the blank pages in the back. I've said it in previous videos, I like the freedom that the blank pages give me. And if I decide to journal or not, I can do it. And then I don't have to cover the quotes on the bottom. So the monthly layout, I keep track of the weather. So this is where we are. Let's go to the weekly. So this is how my weekly looks. See, I did the journal doodle here too. And now let's jump to my daily pages. I think this is where I left you last week. So this is for Saturday, May 7. This is a orchid that I am taking care of for my nephew while he's in Hawaii. A few weeks ago, I took a picture of this plant thinking that this was going to be a flower spike. I had a feeling that this was going to be another plant just by the way it was growing. So let me see if I can find right here. So I don't know if you can see that. So when I looked at it from here to here, this is now becoming, it's growing into a baby plant. So now I have 2 baby plants on the side, plus this one right here. So basically he's gonna end up with 4 plants. I don't know if this is a good thing or not. I'm really debating if I should just kind of tear this off so that the plant can focus on taking care of itself and just growing new leaves. I don't know what to do. So as of right now, I'm just letting it go and letting it do its own thing. Up here are seeds that I sowed. Initially, I started tomato seeds a few months ago, never sprouted. I must have dumped something in here because now it's growing these little things, and I know for a fact that they're not tomato seedlings. I can't figure out what it is, but I thought I'd take a picture, and when it finally gets bigger, I can try and figure out what it is. On the 7th, I went to my sister's house and we made some jung. It is like a Chinese tamale. It took me a couple of hours to do. It took me a lot longer than I thought. But I took pictures, so this is me holding one of them. This is what it looked like when it's wrapped up. And then these are all the ingredients that goes into that. Then on Monday was my husband's procedure. So I decided to draw me driving him. This was me in the waiting room. I didn't have any plans on staying there. But instead of driving home, long story short, I just decided to sit there in the lobby and wait for him. Thankfully, I had my Kindle in my purse. So I started to read Cold Eternity. I think that's what it's called. I drew it in my book journal, which I think I shared last week or the week before. This is the Hobonichi paper. So I taped down the bottom so I could keep journaling about the whole thing. And then up here is a picture of Kit Kat. He came in and decided to sleep on my husband and keep him company while my husband rested from his procedure. So I thought that was pretty cute. So I took the picture, taped it on here, and then taped the whole page onto the page so that it flips this way instead of this, like a book page. And then a quote that I found on Facebook from tinybuddha.com. And that is it. There's my other neighbor. So that's a quick look of my Hobonichi 5-year, which I use as a sketchbook. My this is my Sterling Ink Cousin Common Planner A5. And then my Wonderland 222, which I use as my writer's journal. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Subscribe if you'd like to see after the pin videos. If you have comments about how I can improve my drawings, I'm open to, I guess, constructive criticism. I don't consider myself an artist in any way. I'm just trying to improve my sketching abilities. And yeah, I guess that's it for now. I hope you guys have a great weekend. My intent is to upload another video next week. I have my appointment on Wednesday to speak with a counselor about my results. And yeah, that's it. So you guys have a great weekend. I hope to see you next week. Bye.